Hey guys, good morning. How are ya? Let me go shut the door to Alex's room so that I don't wake him on accident. It's very early here. And we'll see who's here. Hi, good morning, Mandy. How are you? You like these early mornings, don't ya? Because you're just at work. Mario the Wild Witch is here. Hello, everybody. I don't have a topic in mind to talk about, but that doesn't mean that I don't need to go live today. Uh, every day. But I could give you a peek at what I'm up to. I'm just up to herbs, up to my neck in herbs, and I think that we'll go through and talk about everything on the table. Not super in depth, but at least a little bit. After I say hello and have a chat. I have so much stuff down here. Like, that's just what you can see in this shot. It goes that way, it goes this way, and you're on top of a big pile. And I'm out of jar space, so I'm going to be giving a big herbal bundle away to whoever wants to purchase like a little bit of everything I've got on the table here. So that'll be super fun, and hopefully give somebody loads of herbs that they don't already have, that I've dried for them, and then also give me a little bit of extra to get by this month. So we've got everything from like the beautiful and delicious ugly fruit that can do workings, kind of a baneful type of like beauty working, an ugly fruit, and I've dried them into cups so you could do an ugly working right inside of there. And that doesn't mean you're gonna make someone ugly. That could mean you would just like, maybe, like for instance, I've done workings with ugly fruits, not just the bowls but the skins, the end pieces, and I've done those workings for to show somebody's true inner. Like, you know how there's a lot of people in our lives that are really good at painting a picture for everybody else to see, but we really know them? And would you ever like their real side to be shown to people so that you're not the only one who sees it? That's what I've used the ugly fruit for, is to get other people to see the real insides of somebody that they're not seeing. But gosh, I mean, I just have so many things on the table, and I can't wait to talk about them. Look at how the gorgeous banana wand came out. I'm so happy with this. Mandy, if you're still here, this one, I didn't peel as small as yours, and I think it came out really cool. The top, this is the banana flower. The top is really awesome. I've got it all laid out, all the petals, all the flowers, and I've dismembered that and dried it up. It was really good. Magical Mandy, did you see the banana flower video when I dismembered it for you so that you could see from start to finish? But yeah, the one that I gave Magical Mandy in her crazy cat lady briefcase. How's your briefcase working, Mandy? Did you figure out the mechanism? And it's like I say, it's smaller than this, but it's really fun and it's really special, and you'll probably never meet anybody else with a banana flower wand, you know. So I think that that's great. Yeah, watch it again, Mandy, because I just recently, like last week, I did that banana flower video for you, because you were so intrigued with the last time, and I never took one apart on my videos before. So there you are. Just check the recent videos. You've been scared to mess with the clasp again? Are you serious? That sucks. So you're just using it as an art piece? That clasp is not gonna... Okay. Well, if for some reason the clasp breaks, I'll send you a new briefcase. But I've opened and shut that clasp loads of times. I've used that case before. So I like carried it around with me. So don't be afraid to use it. I would be sad if you didn't use it. That actually makes me kind of sad. Now I'm sad I asked. Look at all of these holly berries that I dried out. This is a mass amount of holly berries. Oops. And I've got loads of holly leaf. So this came from 2 or 3 branches that we cut down a couple of months ago, and I've been drying these in the dehydrator. These took about a month to dry, but they're completely stone-like. They're like teeny tiny stones, and I kept a couple of them for my twin flame working. There were only a couple that stayed together of the holly leaves, and I'm doing a twin flame working for someone. For that twin flame working, I'm also doing I took a passion fruit and I left the seeds inside so that it would be fertile and abundant with passion. And so with the passion fruit seeds dried right inside and dehydrated right inside, I'm going to do that twin flame, part of the twin flame working in there. So I'm excited about that. So much stuff going on. Recently we found a yellow passion fruit. They're gorgeous. And if you compare that to a regular passion fruit, here's the difference of when they are dried. This one is just beautiful and vibrant, and then this one, I mean, doesn't look as pretty, does it? But they're quite great. And I love the ones where the stems are still on there. It's just so fun. And what else do we have down here? Ooh, strawberries dried into the shape of hearts. Great for love workings. So just loads and loads of things down below that I'm talking about here that have come from my dehydrator. And like I say, I'd like to give more than half of this to somebody who wants to purchase just a big bundle of an array of things that I've dried. And that will include this banana flower wand. So hopefully somebody is interested in that and lets me know. What are you guys up to this morning? I just thought it'd be nice to say hello before I had to get started with my day. Ooh, another thing that's going to come in here that I'm like super happy with is this teeny tiny pineapple. I dried the whole entire thing, and this took a long time to dehydrate, like 3 weeks, almost a month. But it's a full pineapple. Full. It's never been cut. The whole thing's just dehydrated. So there's lots of stuff going to be in that bundle. Hi, Tatted Hearts. Hello. How are you? Good morning. I wish I could see your tattoos. I love tattoos. If I didn't love tattoos, that would be a wild thing, right? No, what are you guys up to this morning? Really excited to have a chat. Hey, Dangerous Eyes. How are you? Nice to see you. I've got so many herbs below me. You're getting some spells ready and stuff like that. Lots of work to do around here. Yeah, me too, Mario. Sha-na-na-na-na-na! Good morning. Good morning. How are you? We've got so many herbs on the table. If anyone is in need of herbs, please let me know. Tink! Banana flower wand. So gorgeous. Lots of things down on the table today to share with folks. You're eating breakfast and you should see your hair. It's wild. Send me a picture on Skype. Sha-na-na-na-na-na says it's 6 a.m. Why am I awake? Well, moreover, Shauna, why are you awake? No, it's fucking light outside. You know, if it's light outside, my window's usually open, especially on these close to the full moon nights. I do like to bless things in my window, especially on these close to the full moon nights. Hi, Anissa Emily, how are you? Welcome to the chat. You need some myrrh herbs? Well, if you need herbs, I've got them. You need some myrrh sleep, you mean, myrrh sleep. Yeah, I don't care for sleep. I like mornings. I like quiet mornings. You're outside and everyone's still sleeping. Me too. That's why I'm talking semi-quiet. I mean, I don't think I have a quiet bone in my body, but I am trying to talk semi-quiet because my husband's asleep. But that's okay. Let him sleep. He stays up later than I do. No, I just wait. I think this morning, well, I've been up for about 2 hours, actually. So I got up at 4. No, I got up earlier. I just got out of bed at 4. For those of you who don't know me too well, I am always awake for the hour of 3:33, both in the AM and the PM. So that makes my sleep schedule a little bit nuts and all over the place. I feel like during that time, people can send workings your way, and it can be very, very easy way to get into somebody's head, and I'm having trouble with that lately. You've been up since 4 as well. See, and this Emily, it's a good thing to be awake. It's just so beautiful outside today. Sherry D, hi. She says, hi everyone, popping in to say hi. Have to go grocery shopping. We'll have fun at the grocery store and get some beautiful, something beautiful from the produce area and put it in your dehydrator because there's so much that can come from it. Lady Blue Carter's here. Hi, good morning. Tatted Heart says, you're good. Might go to Target today and buy some hair oil, exfoliator, and some hair pomade. Nice. You never use hair pomade. You use it in hair mousse. Yeah. Jezebel, hi. Morning to you and Marguerite. How are you guys? Good morning, beautiful soul people. Hey, my kitty is banging at the door. Hold on just a minute. Let me let her in. Take you over there. She's like, hey, let the old lady in. Hi, old lady. Come on, old lady. Come on. Come on. And she's blind, so. Oh, and one go. Come on, you guys. It's cold out there. Come on. Come on, old lady. I got food. Look. Come on. All right, then go in the window. I guess, are you just saying hello? Okay, you say goodbye, and I say hello. Hello, hello. I don't know why my cat sits there and doesn't come inside. That was my little rendition of the Beatles for you this morning. I hope you enjoyed it. Did we play? I don't understand. Did we play what? And who? Let's see. I don't know what I'm gonna do today. I have to be completely honest. I bit off more than I could chew with 78 cards before June 2nd. So I'm trying to just accept the fact that it might not get done in time, but also my husband's going to be gone for a week, and that gives me a lot of art time where I can just like take over the house and get shit done. So I've not given up hope. I've not given up hope that I can get all 78 cards done by June 2nd or, but it does make the pit of my stomach a little nauseous when I think about it. Yeah, so there's that. Yeah, it's just so nice to see you guys this morning. Aiden, where's Aiden? Aiden's not here. Is he? I don't see Aiden. Anyway. Oh, there's Aiden. And Sharon, how are you guys? Nice to see you. I see that you're here. It just didn't pop up yet. Sharon, how are you? It's so good to see you. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. But the cards that are done, because Aiden's card is done. I don't know if any... Oh, Dangerous Eyes cards is done. Aiden has the... Fuck. Can't remember what it is. Aiden is... I know that Dangerous Eyes Tarot has the Wheel of Fortune, because I gave her a major arcana. Aiden got... I was just excited to do Aiden's card because, no kitty cares and all that. Oh yeah, he got the King of Cups. That's right. I'm really excited about that card. And, man, this is just going to be so much fun. But I'm in love with your card, Aiden. Yeah, King of Cups. That's right. Hey, Heather Foley, how are you? Aiden is a king, and he's kind of like the cat king, because I know loads of women that are cat whisperers, but I don't know loads of men that are, so that's great. Thank you! I got it at the Galveston store that I'm trying to manifest that I want to work at. When I was there and I was waiting for my Gypsy Witch reading, I had to wait like 3 hours, because they're busy and they're a great shop. Down in Galveston, Texas. I'm going to try to work there. It'll be really fun. But when I was there waiting for my appointment, I sold loads of books. Because people were like, I just started chatting with people and they're like, oh yeah, I'm here looking for this. And I was like, oh, let me help you. So I don't know if they even know that, but I like had the shirt on, and people probably thought I worked there, but I had the shirt on to do a video there, which didn't end up working out. But yeah, and Aiden's got 5 kitties just like me. That's right. 5 felines. Nuts. I know it would be so fun if I got to work there. And this Emily has 6 cats. If there wasn't that whole stigma of like crazy people having loads of cats, I wouldn't mind having more. I don't think that there's anything wrong with a clan of cats. They kind of figure out a way. Like if you have 1 or 2 cats, well, if you have 1 cat, it just kind of fends for itself. Like It's you and the cat. And as far as the communication to the human, sometimes the cat can't do that. Out of my 5 cats, I have one cat that's courageous enough to get up on my bed, wake me up, and say, I need food, and that's Otis. The other 4 will hang out at my door and cry. But Aiden will get up on my bed, but Otis will get up on my bed, and he will, like, push my face. Or just get up on top of me and go, meow, and I get it, you know. So I think it's interesting that, like, not every cat will do that. They'll just sit and starve. You know, some cats will just sit and wait and starve. Other cats will be, like, bold and be like, all right, I'm the head of the pack. I'm the alpha, if you will. I'll take care of this, you know. And he gets me, and then he won't stop crying until he leads me all the way to the issue. Whether it be the litter box, the food, the water, the window's not open, whatever. He'll cry and turn his head around and make sure I'm following him. If I'm not following him, if I've gone another way, he comes back to get me, has that same pitch of cry, which I've learned to know if I need something, cry. It's just gorgeous. And from what I've read, cats don't make noise to each other unless it's a hiss. But they meow at humans to give them a signal. If you look at cats, they don't meow to each other. They don't need to. They don't need to speak that way. I think that most of their speech is done within scent or just within looks or some kind of, like, thing that we can't really understand. So I think that it's great when you have cats that really know how to talk to a human and to take that pride into getting what they need for their pack. So Jezebel says, where I live I can only have 1 cat. That's okay. At least you can have 1. That's a blessing. I love how they communicate too, Emily. It's really great. And Dangerous says, they always tell you when I'm hungry. Dogs will. Yeah. And Shauna says, since my CJ passed away, I have no kittens. Shauna, when the time is right, you'll get one, I believe, if you want another one. But there's nothing like having a cat, in my opinion. I don't like the cat that goes and runs and hides, though, and doesn't want to be touched. Like, I have one of those. 1 out of 4 or 5 is usually one of those. It just wants to hang out under the bed all day alone. And doesn't really like humans. That's too bad. I wish that most cats would just... You hate that too, Dangerous? Let me get something to drink, and I'll be Linnea for a second. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. No, you guys can leave if you want, but I'll be right back. I'm just going right there. Get a shoulder. I have like 3,000 yawns in the morning. Shauna says, okay, coffee refill, yes, and get some slippers, and let's just hang out. Get your coffee, get your slippers, get your robe, let's hang out. Ah! My favorite flavor of LaCroix, or however you say it, LaCroix, I don't know how to say it, is tangerine. And that's not just because of Tangerine Layla. I did her card too, by the way. And I did Ramen Biscuit and Roman Biscotti's full card. I got that one done. I worked on some. Nice. The peacocks kicked a dirt into my soda bucket. I have like, this isn't even really a soda, it's a flavored water. But the peacocks, they hang up out on the roof and they like kick dirt. It's kind of weird. But they kicked dirt down into my soda box and there's a big ring of dirt on the top. That tasted good. So, Jenna Quinn, hey, how are you? So nice to see you. Yes, I'm glad you caught me live too. You like the grapefruit, Heather? Grapefruit's good too. I also like, I mean, okay, the basic lemon, it's okay, but I just feel like the tangerine tastes more like soda or more like sugar, and there's nothing in here but carbonation and flavor. I know! I love the peacocks too. Usually they come about this time of the morning. If they come up, well, I'll take you outside so we can see them. Who's excited for the full moon tonight? Who's going to be using some full moon energy? Let's talk about this full moon that's coming up tonight. So this full moon is known as a blue moon. Does anybody know why it's called a blue moon? And it also has a different thing. This full moon has 2 names. And I want to know who knows about the full moon tonight. And Shauna says she's so ready. So Shauna, do you know about this moon tonight, what it's called? There's 2 names for it because of a couple of things. Yeah, dangerous. Been a rough one for me too. And Mario's like, you know I'll be using the full moon tonight. You'll be in a ritual at 3 p.m. and then rest for the day celebrating Hecate and sacred fires. I love that. And the moon is in Scorpio. Yes, so Shauna says it's a flower moon. That's absolutely right. So what am I going to be doing to honor that flower moon? Every single different flower that I have in my collection of glass jars, I'm going to take out in this flower moon and bless it tonight. A lot of the times I'll take all of my herbs out into the moonlight, but my collection has grown from 50 jars to over 300 jars. I have over 300 different types of things that I dry out, or that I purchase, or that I forage at this point. And that's why I need so many of you guys to be utilizing, purchasing from me on Etsy. Most of these things I've taken, I've harvested, I've dried out, I've foraged myself, and I just have so much even more that's on this table. This is what I need to sell that I can't even fit into my jars. But I'm going to be taking out all my different flowers tonight and blessing them in the full flower moon, because I just think it's special, and words mean something to me, and it's not that far-fetched to go. So let's talk about the other specialness of this full moon. Anissa Emily, we got henbane seeds and we tried to grow them, and my husband's like this natural master gardener green thumb type. That's the only seed we cannot get to grow, but I got it just from eBay, and they were only $2 for 100 seeds, so I just need to check out a new grower. And then Jezebel adds, yes, it's a blue moon tonight, and that means it's the second full moon in a month, and that's correct, Jez. So this month of May, we're not even too far in. We must, well, wait. We must be going to have another one. I don't know, but it means that in this cycle, we have, or in this month, we've had 2 full moons. Okay? So that's why if you ever hear it's a blue moon, I see you standing alone without a, I don't know the rest of the words. Without a love of my own, blue moon. So blue moon and the flower moon. Really, really cool stuff. So I'm also going to be taking out this banana flower wand and blessing that in the full flower moon tonight, which will be really fun. Didn't this turn out great, you guys? It reminds me of that plant from Little Shop of Horrors, you know, that carnivorous plant, the Venus flytrap, which does appear in Scott Cunningham's book, Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. We're midway in May. Right, Shauna, I know we're like, today's May 17th, right? You're trying to grow red lip seeds, Lady Blue? And also, last night when I went to look, it was such a clear sky, and I mean, I could see a nice, full, beautiful moon out there. Now tonight it's at its pure full, so we'll look forward to getting that on video tonight if we can, if it's clear outside. I'd love to. Oh, Sean says it's the 18th. Yeah, it doesn't matter what day it is to me. I just know what day. I knew that Saturday, this coming Saturday, was the full moon. Really excited for you guys to join me at my birthday party on Thursday, June 6th. And I want to talk about the fact that yesterday, Scargirl, I'm sure there is a person out there named Scargirl, but I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about Stargirl. Stargirl, the practical witch, who most of you know is one of, like, I really look to her for my readings, and I have for a long time, and she's a very big YouTuber, over 125,000 subscribers, I do believe. I could be wrong on that, but she's way up there. And she's communicated with me a couple of times on my videos, which was really cool. I made a video on banana skins and how you could use them to slip people up and everything like that, and she was like, oh, I'm so doing this, and I was just like, oh my god, like, not starstruck, but at the same time I've been trying to talk to her for a long time, so that was great. Anyway, she put out a video yesterday. Did anybody see it? Because it was a really good video, and I want to talk about what she talked about in her video. FYI, you have a full list of YouTube rules. Pat, you make videos. Great! Great! That would be, if you could just send that to me in Skype after you guys make that video, that would be great, Shauna. I really need that. Mario says, I love her so much and her readings are always so freaking accurate. So freaking accurate. And the video that she did yesterday will tell you why her readings are so accurate. So did anybody watch yesterday's video of hers? It's called Figure Out Your Talents Based on Numerology or something. You did, Mario? Okay. Mario, do you want to share with us what number you are in numerology? This is, believe it or not, the first time I've ever figured out my numerology number. Hey, Silver Willow. Can't stay because you're talking with your... Okay, it's good to see you. Mario's number 7. Okay. I didn't write down all the numbers, but I do know my number. And I should go get my piece of paper so I can tell you guys about it. But basically, here it goes. She and I have the same number. Our numbers break down to... Well, let me just give me a second. Let me get the paper so I can explain it a little bit better. Okay, how many of you guys know how to get your numerology number out of your day of birth? Just raise your hand or say, I do. Okay. I need a flat space for the switch. Sorry, my kitchen's a mess. The whole house is a mess. This is the house of an artist. This is just how it fucking is, you know? Okay. So, piece of paper. And I'm going to use her birthday because she shared her birthday. And her birthday equals my same number, but I'm not willing to share my actual birthday because it's dangerous. Hey, little buddy ASMR, how are you? So, you write down your birthday like this. Her birthday is December, which is the month of 12, right? So, December 17th, 1993. That's Stargirl the Practical Witch's birthday, okay? December 17th, 1993. Now, what you do to get your numerology number out of this, or what did you call it, sweetie, your life force number? Is you go 1 plus 2 equals 3, okay? You got to break down all these numbers. You can't go 12 plus 17. That's not how you do it. You got to go 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 1 from the 17, right? 3 plus 1 is 4. And now we have to add the 7. 4 plus 7 is 11. Now we're going to go to the next line. 11 plus 1 from the 1993 is 12. 12 plus 9 from the 1993 is the 21. Is that right? And plus another 9. So we have 30 plus the last 3. So we have 33. That is her number, and it is also my number. Now, normally, you would take that number, and of course it's going to be a double digit after you added all of those. And basically, there's 3 numbers that you don't break down. Okay, because normally if this was any other number, like let's say it was 34, you would do 3 plus 4 is 7, and 7 would be your number. But if you have a power number, and those power numbers are 11, 22, or 33, so if you get a total of either 11, 22, or 33 for your number, then that means you don't break it down. You have a power number. You're a completely different person than everybody else 1 through 9. Because you either get a number 1 through 9, 11, 22, or 33. You don't break down these numbers into a smaller number. It means that we're special people. And I really want you guys to watch this video because you each have an individual number. I only paid attention to the number that I was and that she was. Math is, it's not math though, it's just simple addition, Aiden. But I love you. But if you guys have Albert Einstein's number was 33 as well, thank you, Wild Witch, for telling me that because it makes me feel like I'm part of this special group of people, and I believe that I am. Heather says she's a 7. Yeah, so you guys really need to watch that movie. Or not the movie, the episode. Hi, sorry, did I wake you up? Guess not. But the numbers 11, 22, and 33 are special beyond the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Every number's got their own individual talents and things that they're good at, and she explains those. Yeah, Stargirl the Practical Witch. But basically 33, the number 33. It's, well, for a long, long, long time, it's been one of my favorite numbers. The number 3, or 333, or 33, or, you know, these numbers being together in sequence, I've always just been a fan of them. I couldn't explain why. 111, 1111, these are just things I'm really drawn to. So when I saw my number, I was uber excited that I didn't have to break it down into a 6, and that was something a little bit more special. Now I did write down exactly what she said, and now that Alex is up, I'm going to get that piece of paper to read it to you about the number 33. So hold on just a minute. Okay, so here's what she says about the number 33. And when we get these numbers from our birthday, they're called our life path number. And we never reduce 11, 22, or 33 because they are master numbers. That's what they're called if you get one of those, 11, 22, or 33. It's a master number. And talking about the numbers 11, 22, and 33, it is confirmation that you are a starseed or a rainbow child, okay? You, we're indigos, we're crystal, we're rainbow children. We choose to be here in this very difficult life. We choose to be here. We've chosen this path. For a lot of us, it's our first time here on this earth, on this planet, where a lot of people feel like they have memories of reincarnation and living in the 17th century and things like that. I've never felt like I've had that, and Stargirl was one of the people that made me understand why. Especially when you get into this numerology stuff, I always felt left out and sad that I didn't have any memories of any kind of past lives or even any like attachments to anything like that besides antiques, you know, but I think everybody kind of likes antiques. Okay, so we chose to be here on this planet to awaken the world into the age of Aquarius. It is a huge Earth mission, and we are here for a big purpose. And I'm really trying not to cry. It's just very emotional whenever she does a reading, and it reconfirms things to me about like me helping people and being here for a purpose. And whenever I want to give up, I just kind of remember that. So anyway, but breaking it down specifically, how the number just 33 and what that means. Number 33s are meant to be spiritual teachers. We are the cosmic mother and fathers to teach esoteric knowledge, show people how to love, show people how to have big hearts, to be the voice of the underdogs. We're here to teach the law of attraction and to teach you how to reach your highest vibration. And so anyway, yeah, everybody should really check out that video that Stargirl did on numerology. It's called Numerology and Your Talents or something, but she goes through every number and tells you how you can, like, kind of what your purpose is and how you can help people and what you're really good at. So, oh, it's not a sad cry, it's a happy cry. Like, I cry all the time. I just try not to cry in videos. I'm not. I'm really, really happy I got that number. I would have, I mean, I would have been fine with any number, but it does really confirm things, and you're like, I work so hard on my channel, and it's not profitable, and that's not why I'm here. It's not why I'm here. So anyway, that's that. Don't cry. I just wanted to talk about how amazing she is. So let's get off the subject so we all stop crying. I'm going to read some of these comments that'll sway my mind away from tears. Don't worry, Heather. Austin says you're only old, not old. I agree with that. Like, a lot of us are old, or we feel old, or we feel tired, but we're not old. We're young, we're just not young. Emily, you have 33 as well. That's so cool. I feel like this message is such a tight, good one. And I want to hear from you guys about your numbers after you watch that video. Stargirl's so great with her readings, and she does monthly readings. And she also does private readings, I think, that, you know, you pay for. I've never done one of those. Excuse me. I love that I'm doing what I'm doing too, Emily. Thank you for saying so. Aw, Lady Blue says, we love you and your integrity. Thank you. And Emily's also 33 years old. That's such a fun year. And isn't that cool that you figured this out now? Jezebel will be 39 soon. I will either be 36 or 37 or 38 soon. I really honestly don't know. You can do the math. I was born in June 1982. I just don't share my exact birthday. You could do the maths. Shauna, are you going to have a 40th birthday party? And what month is your birthday party? Or what month is your birthday? I'm like, yes, somebody else have a birthday party. You're sorry for what, Dangerous? That I'm old? Yeah, we're all old. It's okay. I think Dangerous is like 26 or 27. 50! Woohoo! Big 5-0. That's such a cool round number. August, and you want to do a Halloween party in August? Sha-na-na-na-na-na. We should all do that. And now that you know how to do Hangouts, because I saw you and Maddie and Dave on Hangouts just very quickly the other day, we should have a costume party where a couple of us are on the channel and we're, you know, and we go back and forth and we're in costumes. That would be so much fun. Don't you think? I'd really like to be a part of that. I'm just saying, I'd really like to be a part of that. Halloween in August. It's like when the Goodwill does Christmas in July. They do. Every year, Christmas in July. Why? I don't know. Yep, and I was right. Dangerous is about to be 27. Y'all think that I can't remember anything, but I can. Some things, sometimes. Some days. Did you do the math on my birthday, ASMR? I'm going to be 37. Is that right? Is that what you're saying? I'm going to be 37? Okay. Well, nobody talk about it again, because I'd really like to forget how old I am. I've been trying that for the last 2 years, and for the most part, it's worked out. Oh, and we've got some Leos in the chat. Now, generally, Jen doesn't get along with Leos, but that was before I met my spiritual friends. Now, all the Leos that I've met that are my spiritual friends, I get along famously with. So everybody say, give a big wave if you're in the chat and you're a Leo. If your astrological sign. I know that you are, Mario, and I can even tell by your hair. Just because you... it really does kind of come through in the attributes of a person, the looks of a beautiful lion. And you guys know I love lions. I have a taxidermy mountain lion in my bedroom. You wish you didn't know how old he was. I don't feel 36. Yeah, Aiden, see. I don't feel 36 either, but apparently I am. Oh, yeah, my shop address or name? Yeah, I'll write it down for you. You need some herbs? Because I have so many to sell. Here's my shop name. My Etsy shop name is Jukshy Lady. Jukshlady. Jukshy Lady. I know it's a weird one. I tried to make a taxidermy witch, but it won't let me, so... sucks, you know. Also, if anybody wants to send a birthday gift or make a donation to the channel, I'm going to put up here my P.O. box, because there's still time to get a gift here in time for the party. And I'm not asking for gifts. Loads of people have asked to send me things, so I've been doing this. I have a lot of people sending me gifts, and I would open as many as come to me. 9, 8, 3, 8, oh. Okay. This is my P.O. box. Gen Z. Z as in zebra. P.O. Box 383, Seebeck, S-E-A-B-E-C-K, Washington, 98380. And we're done with that. I'm going to have a really, really happy birthday because I'm going to be with you guys. And again, June 6th, that's not my birthday, but we're just playing it safe and celebrating on a random day. And I thought that it would be good to do needing some mandrake and blue vervain, also a rose of Jericho. Well, all I have in that list is mandrake. I don't have blue vervain or a rose of Jericho. But I do know somebody that does have extra Rose of Jerichos, and that's Joyce Jordan. She doesn't have a channel, but I can certainly ask her if she's got a spare one she can roll your way. But I do have mandrake. I have actual European mandrake, and that's hard to come by. So I would be happy to sell you some of that. As well as anything else here that's on this gorgeous, lovely table. Yeah. Loads of stuff. So yeah, just message me on Etsy and we can get something going. Juckshy Lady. Appreciate it, you guys. Appreciate it. Awesome. Is it American mandrake or it's European mandrake? It took me a long time to find it. It's easy to find American mandrake. It's very difficult to find European mandrake. And European mandrake is the one that you will be using in flying ointments and things like that. Little Bunny says, June 6th is your granddad's birthday. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, it's a hard day. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes. Hey, Lunchbox, you're here. I'll tell you my Etsy, but Lunchbox, I was waiting for you to come on because I wanted to talk about animism again. My Etsy is Juckshy Lady. Jukshlady. Juckshy Lady. So yeah, just we can message back and forth and get some things set up and put together, and I appreciate any help with purchasing some of my herbs. I have like herbal mystery boxes, you know, I have 200 herbs, and right where you can buy 200 herbs for $200. And right now I have about 350 different things that we could choose from. Shadow Witch, okay, Shadow Witch and Lunchbox are here. Okay, here, and these are the two people I needed to be here because, okay, Shadow Witch and Lunchbox, can you guys please stay here? Because I want to talk about animism, and you guys were the two people in the chat talking to each other about animism. Lunchbox knows that I was going to do this follow-up video, but I don't think Shadow Witch did. So, let me get these notes, and we'll do this. We'll talk more on animism. Okay. Alright, I'm trying to figure out where we should do this. Okay, we'll just do it here. Okay. Okay, so first off, I want to read some comments that happened in my chat when I did the video. Called A Note on Animism, and I was reading out of Sticks, Stones, Roots, and Bones. Okay. YouTube just notified you that I'm on? Yeah, YouTube's so special. That's okay. Alright, Wild Witch, we'll see you soon. I love you so much. Goodbye, my other 33. So, I did that video on animism. And I only just did a quick note on it. Hi, Michelle. Okay, bye, Aiden. See you soon. Alright, so we're going to talk about animism. So, I made a video called A Note on Animism. Then Lunchbox, who's here in the chat, sent me a comment, and it said, so animism philosophy, are you interacting with the energies as if they were spirits? If these objects hold certain virtues or qualities, and empowering the object, question mark. And then Shadow Witch replied, my belief is that Jen's chicken foot is inanimate, yet it was living at one time. I feel that the bones still carry some of that life, animal energy. So I respect that energy, and that is what I would be using to help me with a spell or charm. And then Lunchbox says back to the Shadow Witch, I gotcha, that spirit connection makes sense if it was an animal, but instead of a chicken's foot it is a plant, question mark? Like, how do you define the spirit of a plant? And I'm gonna touch base on all of these things that we're talking about, okay? I just want to read the conversation, so it's almost done. Shadow Witch says to Lunchbox, maybe like Thomas Dale or Uncle Badger said about the life force being the spirit. It has been scientifically shown that plants respond to touch and voice, or maybe it's the vibration of the voice. What about the waters of the earth or the earth herself? There is life in all these things, in my honest opinion. That is the energy I work with and respond to in my practice. And then Lunchbox says back to Shadow Witch, I see, I agree that there is life in everything. It makes sense. I was just missing the connection. Thanks for helping me figure that out. I'm still new in actual practice of these things and trying to gain understanding. That's fantastic. I love that you guys are talking to each other, even about a question that was directed to me. Thank you, Shadow Witch, for helping out with that, because I didn't have time to hop on and really answer that question. And it's a really lengthy question to answer. I'm really glad, and I don't do this a lot of times. I've done this like twice. But I thought it was something that I could have added so much more to and told you guys so much more about. So let me read really quickly what I found, some more topics from this book, 2 more books, and then I'm going to talk about some notes on what I've see written here, and then I'm going to talk about animism in animals, in taxidermy, in plants, in inanimate objects, like straight up inanimate objects, like for instance this shelf, okay, or that bottle of water, or that bowl, okay. So here's what the original video said about animism. Knowing the proper harvesting, drying, handling, and extracting techniques is essential to hoodoo, but there is more to conjure craft than merely technical. Throughout this book you will find invocations that call upon ancestral of spiritual helpers, including a multicultural section of goddess and gods. Moreover, often within a trick or a job, which is like what you call a working, you are given a chant and asked to recite a magical poem as you work your roots. Why? Speaking directly to the pot, fire, candle, and herb is essential. Remember, hoodoo has strong roots in African animistic philosophy. Animistic philosophy considers each element or aspect of nature as being alive. Each element. Okay. Natural objects, whether they be stick, stone, root, or bone, have a universal energy force within them which are all connected. To simply use herbs, flowers, stones, bones, fire, or water without paying homage to its life force insults the spirits. I have included incantations and tricks to help you get through your jobs, etc. So that's what it said about animism in this book. You guys talk about having conversations with your garden. That's a really cool, and just, you know, if you're going throughout your house and you're just talking to nobody, maybe you're talking to everybody and everything around you. And that's kind of how I feel about just talking to myself. I'm not too down on myself for it, and I've actually found to enjoy it. Really come to enjoy it when I'm reading more about hoodoo and spirits and our spirit guides being with us all the time and talking out loud. Alright, so I want to read about animism out of this book, the Encyclopedia of Wicca and Witchcraft, and this is by Raven Grimrossi. Okay. Animism is the attributing of consciousness to natural objects, so giving attribution that natural objects, and consciousness to natural objects, or to nature itself. It can also mean the belief that an immaterial force animates everything in the universe. The word is derived from the Latin anima, A-N-I-M-A, a word used to denote the soul or principle of life. And that's it from that book. And then we've got a good chunk to read on animism from the Witch Book. And this is by Raymond Buckland. Lovely, lovely Raymond Buckland. Dear friends with Scotty. Okay. From the Latin anima, meaning soul or breath. What did they say anima meant over here? Soul or life principle. Soul or principle of life is what that book says. And then Raymond Buckland says anima, meaning soul or breath. So if you have your Book of Shadows out, note that it's either soul, breath, or principle of life. Soul, breath, or principle of life. That's what anima breaks down to in Latin. Okay. So the concept that everything in nature, animate and inanimate, has consciousness. The term came into wide currency after being used by Sir Edward Burnett Taylor to describe his theory that primitive peoples believed that there were two parts to humans, the physical and what he described as a phantom. That which was believed to exist in dreams and in a trance, and in my idea, that is us on the astral. Okay, that is us, our presence on the astral plane. My opinion there. That which was believed to exist in dreams and in a trance. He held that early humans went further in believing, by anthropological reasoning, that this phantom body existed in all things and could also exist beyond the physical life of the body. In other words, the spirit could live on after death as a ghost soul. Sir James G. Frazer describes it as a childlike interpretation of the universe in terms of man. Taylor felt that the beginnings of the religion were to be found in this early belief that there was a soul, like a human soul, in all things. So I hope that that kind of helps right there, that wordage. Taylor felt that the beginnings of the religion were to be found in his early beliefs that there was a soul, like a human soul, in all things, animate or inanimate. Animism holds that all objects have a spirit or soul, which can survive the destruction of its host. So, let's say we were talking about this shelf, okay, very inanimate object, and now let's say that we burned the shelf and the shelf is no longer here. Well, that doesn't mean that the soul goes away. It just finds something to inhabit otherwise, in my opinion. Hey Brenda, how are you? Nice to see you. Animism, where are we? Animism holds that all objects have a spirit or soul which can survive the destruction of its host. Animistic medicine ascribes sickness and especially insanity to the possibility of the soul having been trapped inside the body. Possession, on the other hand, is ascribed to the forced entry of an alien soul into the body. Animism ties in with ancestor worship and nature worship. Many witches are believers in animism, giving credence to the idea that all things in nature, animate and inanimate, possess spirits or souls. In feng shui, there are three principles that define the force qi, and so form the foundation of this ancient Chinese art. There are the concepts that everything is alive, connected, and ever-changing. The vital force qi is the energy that animates everything, connects it, and moves it through the cycle of life. Everything then is believed to have living energy, which is the essence of animism. Okay, so that's what we got from those three books, but there's a really, really, really good example in Stick, Stones, Roots, and Bones of this gentleman telling a story. And at some point, I'll read that for you, but I just want to say quickly what I got from that story, because the way she writes it in the book, she writes it in this, for those of you who have read this, you know what I'm talking about. When she is quoting hoodoo practitioners, she quotes it in an accent. She quotes it in like a Creole type accent, which when you read it, it looks like gibberish, but when you read it out loud, you're reading it in an accent. And I am not completely comfortable reading it like that for a couple of reasons. They say some things that I feel like would be really racist coming out of my mouth, but I can't really explain it. Do any of you have this book? Do you know what I'm talking about? But at the same time, it's real tough. Let me break it down though. he says he's trying to teach this old hoodoo sensei or master is trying to teach somebody who's asking questions about animism and souls inside of herbs and trees and vegetables and things like that. Because this person can't understand how a plant contains a soul or a spirit. Maybe not a soul, but a spirit, okay? And he says to him, well, okay, if you're taking valerian root for sleep, what do you think puts you to sleep, if not the spirit that lies within the valerian root? If you smoke tobacco, what do you think gives you that feeling of calm, or whatever you feel from smoking a cigarette, if not the spirit of the tobacco plant? If this herb cures your rheumatism, I am not a doctor. If this herb cures your rheumatism, what else is curing it, if not the spirit of that plant? And I completely think that that's a really beautiful way to explain it. He also goes on to talk about listening to trees, and when no wind is blowing, listen to the sounds that the tree makes. It just kind of creaks, and they talk about spending a lot of time with trees and really trying to bond with them, get to know them, tree talking, things like this. And I think it's easier for a lot of us to understand. Okay, we can definitely understand animals that are living, right? We think that they have a spirit and a soul because they move around, they love us, they show us things, they talk to us in their own way. On that level, then now let's talk about taxidermy. Let's talk about taxidermy and animism. And I want to touch on this especially because Shadow Witch brought it up talking about a chicken's foot. Okay, so I don't have a chicken's foot at arm's reach, but I'll go get one, and then we'll just talk about it. Okay, and then I also feel like that there's other things you can do beyond this to do your own types of animism, okay? So here's a chicken's foot that I created. I dried into this shape, and I didn't paint it. This is just how they look when they're dried. Okay, this is a chicken's foot. Do I believe that this is inhabiting a full spirit? Do I believe that? No. I don't think that there's one soul right here in this chicken's foot. But I do believe, within my intuition, that I can call to the spirit of the animal that did have this foot, 6 months ago before the butcher cut it off and then I purchased it to dry it. I do believe that I can call that spirit back and make contact and ask for help and ask for assistance cleansing or reading cards or, whatever my intuition tells me that this chicken's foot can help me with. Follow me, because we're going somewhere. I also believe that, let's say this was just an eggshell. Now, this chicken never came to fruition, right? It never fully became a chicken. But it did hold a spirit of life in here before the egg was taken and eaten. I think that you can work with these things in the same exact way, or I think that you don't need either of them. I think that you can just take something as simple as a can that's empty. Okay, very inanimate object. Didn't ever probably have a spirit connected to it that we can think of, right? The only real, garden thing that's in here is possibly some flavor of tangerine, which probably isn't even real. Okay. I don't think it's too far-fetched to ask a helpful spirit to reside in this can. Stay with me, you guys. I know that's sounding crazy. And help me with whatever I need. But I wouldn't pick a can. I would pick a beautiful perfume bottle of my grandma's collection or something like that. But I could do some working and some meditation and call to a helpful spirit. Maybe I have one in particular, or maybe I have none. and ask them to be with me, give them a little home to reside, perhaps like a genie in a bottle. If you didn't have a gorgeous bottle, it could even be this can. It doesn't even I mean, it could really be anything. It could be this bowl, you know. It could be my brass telephone I keep in my room and I speak to like it's a spirit of its own to ask for communication. And a lot of time that's with my granddad or an ancestor that I never met or something like that. I think animism is what you make it, but I think that you really have to pay that homage, especially to your herbs, and say, and like for instance, you know, oranges, this is a blood orange, but oranges, they have so many things that the qualities that they're good for. And if you put orange in a working and you want the money qualities, well, what if orange also helps you with fertility, with exorcism, with cleansing, with a few other things? And you just put orange in a working and you expect it to know it's doing a money working. That's like me saying, that's like saying to Jen, okay, I know you're good at 500 things or whatever, like these main 5 things, but go to work. But I don't know what work I'm doing. So have communication with these things. Kiss your herbs, talk to them, put them in the moonlight, polish their jars and tell them how pretty they are and how thankful you are for the help that they'll be bringing into your workings, etc. And then tell this orange, as you're putting it into the working, what exactly you'd like it to do, because there's nothing more I hate than going to work and people just saying, okay, work. And you're like, yeah, but what needs to be done? What do you want me to do? So we have to tell the orange, you'll be assisting me with money in this working, etc. These are my opinions. And now I'm going to read some comments. I've been a little nervous to read comments because most of what I say is pretty, it's a reach sometimes, but these are my beliefs. So, yes, and like Brenda said, it needs intent. That's when we put the intent into it, when we're adding each ingredient, holding that intent, thanking the herb for all it's done in the past and what it will be doing for this working. So I'm going to sit down and read some comments now. Oh God, I've been nauseous all morning. Lunchbox says, so it can be said, energy, spirit, and animism. So it can be said, energy, spirit, and animism. I don't understand. Sorry. Freshwater Fairy says, hey guys, may I ask for some love and support? I'm having a really hard time recently with your mental. Okay, and the flashbacks from PTSD are becoming... Absolutely, I'm going to light a candle for you right now. Let me go get one. So everybody, let's just take a couple seconds while I go get some things for Freshwater Fairies to light a candle. And I just want everybody to kind of like take a minute and visualize some really positive vibes coming her way, okay? Freshwater, I'm going to go get that candle for you. I'll be right back. God bless America. My home sweet home. Okay, I've got William, my mandrake root. He's going to be assisting us in our working. And I also grabbed a black candle because we're going to be trying to banish this mental anguish that Fairy's been going through. And after that, I'm going to talk a little bit more about animism because I thought of a really good example. So let's tip you down, and we're going to light this candle for fresh water. Thanks, everybody, for your giving, loving energy. Ah, look at those red pants, Jumper. All right, let's light this candle. Okay, now let's talk about animism while we're doing this. William, my mandrake root. It is very common. The mandrake wants to be, I've done a bunch of videos on mandrake root and what I'm talking about right here. Mandrake and Rose of Jericho, they want to be a part of this human world. And as much as I can, I talk to them in particular, like humans. You guys know Gertrude. I've given them names. William, Gertrude. All I need is a tiny piece. I'm just taking one tiny piece. Again, mandrake root is very, very strong. A little bit goes a long way. And for something like this, I'm just going to be adding this one tiny piece onto the candle. And once it starts burning, it's just going to, you know, be floating around in the wax, okay? Again, black, a great color for banishing, but it's also a great color for if you don't have a white candle and you want to do another color, because black is all colors. So if you needed a red candle but you didn't have a white one or a red one, you could use a black one because red is in black. Okay. Fresh water. Be with me. And William, thank you for your assistance during this. You helped me with so many things for so many people. I do actually keep the match with the working. I couldn't tell you why that is, because I really don't know. It's just something with an intuition that I've always done. After you light a candle, you don't want to move it. Okay, so I'm going to hold my intent here for a little bit, asking William for his help. And I can feel everybody together. That's pretty amazing. Thank you so much, you guys. Alright, so a couple more notes on animism. Freshwater, we're all thinking about you. London the Goat, hi, nice to see you. That's why light is white. Interesting. Pretty sure black is the absence of color and white is all colors. Okay, that's fine. Let's talk about this coyote necklace that I have. These are 2 coyote ribs, and at the base of it is a moonstone. A long time ago I read that having a moonstone, either as earrings or as a necklace, helps with divination. Okay, but let's talk about these coyote bones and animism and spirit, etc. Hey Mama Hennessy, how are you? I'm so glad your dad's home and doing great, Brenda. We lit a candle for Brenda's dad. It's been a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And I'm so glad to know that he's doing better. And we did something like this for him when he was in trouble and in the hospital. So, iridescent sea, I like the way that you explained your thoughts on PTSD, like it being a sleeping dragon. That's a great way to explain the feeling of it for those of us who've experienced it. I absolutely agree with you there. Freshwater says, you guys are the most amazing souls I've met. I'm sobbing. So much emotion. Thank you. Absolutely. Anytime. Thank you for asking us, because we don't know. I light a candle every day for all my friends, but I really appreciate everybody being here and putting this love into the candle for her. Okay, So more on animism, and let's just talk about the spirit of this coyote. These two bones did come from the same coyote. I made sure to ask that before I purchased the necklace. They were foraged by a friend of mine who makes bone and stone jewelry. So basically, I don't believe that coyote spirit lives in here the whole time. I just believe that these bones are a way for me to connect to that spirit and ask it to come and hang out with me, if you will, while I'm needing the assistance of that. And so that's a way that I feel like, I don't think that the soul or the spirit of the chicken lives in here all the time. I think it's kind of like that other book was explaining, like a phantom spirit. Like most of the time it's out on the astral plane. It's lived its life here on Earth, and now it's hanging out somewhere else in the spirit world that none of us can really explain because none of us have probably been there. But I think that you have this connection to the spirit, bones that were in its earthly body. And that's a really good way to be able to connect with it and draw it back to you, especially if you're wearing it on your body and its DNA is connecting with yours via, just being next to your skin, sweat, etc. So that's kind of trying to explain more on my feelings on animism and taxidermy and herbs and things like that. So Lunchbox, does that give you, and Shadow Witch, does that give you like a little more insight to kind of where I was going with that? And Shadow Witch, again, thank you for answering those questions and putting in your opinions on my comments. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate that you guys didn't mind me reading your comments, because I think it's fun. I think it's fun to talk over that. Hey, Esoteric Dragon, so good to see you. Yeah, we're really happy to hear that, Brenda. Thank you. Mama Hennessy, how are you this morning? What have you been up to? It's been kind of a interesting morning here in the cottage. Going through all my different herbs and getting some Etsy orders ready for folks who need herbs. So let's take another look at the table and see all of the herbs that have been in my dehydrator. So many things. So many things. So those of you who want to fill up your herbal shelves, let me know. And find me on Etsy, Juckshy Lady. Juckshy Lady on the Etsy. While I'm here, do you guys want me to talk about any herbs in particular? Luna Nightshade, hi, welcome. Lunchbox, good, I'm glad. I'm glad that that was helpful for you. And I'm really thankful that you were here when I wanted to talk about it. So, good morning, Luna. Yes, yes, yes. I could get out my book of herbs and we could talk about herbs if somebody has a question. Yeah, let's do some interaction. Let me interact with you if you have questions. Let's go. Mango. You mean mango? It's getting ready to cut mango. One thing I offer on my Etsy page is mango roses, which you can either eat to be edibles, or I dry out the skins into really cool, fun shapes because they're gorgeous. These are just some little parts, but you can twirl them up and then put them in the dehydrator, and they're great. Mangoes. I did a video that's about 30 minutes long called Mangoes in Witchcraft and Herbalism, but if you want me to, I certainly can get a book and talk about mangoes. But definitely, if you're interested, check out that video for sure. You're trying to hand polish an obsidian. Any ideas for hand polishing? Ooh, good question. Let me grab my piece of, I think it's obsidian, tell me if it is, and if so, I'll tell you a good idea. But it looks like everybody's going to have really good ideas for you too, so make sure to, B. Young says, use a Dremel tool with a buffering disc. Oh no, these are holly leaves, Heather. Holly leaves. And holly berries, which took a long time to dry out, but I've got loads of holly berries and leaves. But let's see. Yes, Jen, it helps. It's a connection. Okay, good. Okay, Raven. But let's talk about an herb, though. Somebody pick an herb and we'll look it up and talk about it, as long as I haven't done a big video on it. You only have sandpaper? Oh, the obsidian. Great. The obsidian. Be Young, is this obsidian? This glassy looking black stone? Is this black obsidian? Hey Madam Butterfly, how are you? Her card's done too. This is, okay, so if this is obsidian, it's kind of like very, very shiny and flat on one side, and then the rock side, you know, has just got some rocky type textures. How would I clean this? I've never cleaned it before. But you know how rocks look amazing when they're in water and then you take them out and you're like, where'd the color go? There has been one method that I've used, and I don't know if it's even good for the rock. So let's see what everybody else says about my method. I take organic, like raw organic coconut oil, and I rub it on the rock to polish it because A, coconuts and coconut oil is very, very protective. It's a very protective herb. A lot of you guys know I use all the bits of the coconut, even this like smells like vanilla for potpourris and things like that. I use the shells, I use the wood from the coconut, you know, all of that. So I see it as a very protective thing. Also, when you put it on your skin, it keeps your skin hydrated so long. So I thought, why not use it to polish up my rocks? I've been polishing my rocks, or some of them, with coconut oil. What do you guys think? Do you think that that would hurt the stone? I really don't know, but if you do that polishing with coconut oil and like a little cloth, and I'd use a magical cloth, like one that's just for that, when you do that, I don't wash it off later. I just kind of let it soak in, and then it gives this like radiant shine to the stone. And actually I have some right now. Should we polish this and see how it looks after I put coconut oil on it? Maybe it'll really dramatically change the back. I could do it right now if you guys want me to. It's a good idea, you guys think? Okay, let me get some of that coconut oil. Let's give it a go. Okay, so I'm a big fan of this brand of stuff. I'm not sponsored by anybody, so don't feel like this is a commercial. This Artesiana, this is a raw tahini, okay? But they make this fucking cashew butter. Is it cashew? Yeah. Raw cashew butter. Raw organic cashew butter. And it is one of the best things I've ever put in my mouth. I heard it. I heard it before I said it. That's what she said. No, it's funny. I get it. I think those things are hilarious too. But it is like 20 bucks a jar, and the jar's not huge. It is glass though, so you can reuse it later. That's nice. However, I love this brand, and you guys have to taste the cashew butter. And what I do with it is I cut an apple into a bunch of wedges, and then I just dip it in the cashew butter, and it's like heaven. It's nirvana. It's heaven. So what I'm using here, because the only ingredient in this is coconut, I'm using raw coconut butter, and I'm going to give this a try. Again, the only ingredient is coconut, and this is just going to be the really fatty parts. It looks just like coconut oil that I would get, but I'm presently out of coconut oil. So let's use this one, and let's get a little cloth, and we'll get to polishing. Okay, so taking a clean cloth with my finger, and I'm just, again, clean cloth, and I'm just going to dip it into this coconut oil butter, right? Then, probably want to think of something really magical to kind of say in your head as you're doing this. Perhaps something like what you want to get out of this, right? So if you want to polish this stone to get the most brightest, vibrant color, say that as you're doing so. So I would probably just add it just to the, let's add it to the dark part of the stone on the back. See how it's different from the front, it's all shiny? So let's see how this works. And it looks wet, you know, so there's more color. It doesn't look dry and dusty and musty. And it gets like a really beautiful shine. When it dries, it's of course not this shiny, but I don't do anything to take away the oil when I'm done. And the rock just kind of absorbs it. So now the back looks very, very similar to the front. Let's do a little polishing on the front to see how shiny that gets. It smells good. Good morning, Alex. This is one of my favorite thrift finds that Alex has ever found. Turn around and show us the back of your sweater. Such a cool sweater.
I keep compliments on this sweater all the time. Like,
yeah.
Guys will like stop me and be like, dude, that's a cool sweater.
Right? Then do you say I found it thrifting?
Yeah.
I always say that. People are like, what? Raven says, good morning, Alex.
Good morning.
Ashley, you like hibiscus and honeysuckles? I like hibiscus too. So yeah, I like hibiscus tea too. So it's a lot shiny, it's a bunch more slippery, but I like how the back of the rock doesn't look dusty anymore. It just looks like more like a polished stone. So if everybody in the chat agrees that this is a safe way to be cleaning off your obsidian stones, I don't see anything wrong with it. And then, you know, tell coconut what it needs to do. Just like we were talking about with animism. As you're applying the coconut oil, you can tell coconut, I need you to protect this stone, keep it safe through all the workings that will be assisting me in. But just talk to your things, you guys. Kiss your things, show them love. If you want to get this all charged up tonight, go put it out in the moonlight along with all of your other stones, your bones, your taxidermy, all of that. You're welcome, Luna. What a great question you had. That was really fun. That was fun and great. Alright, does anybody else want to add a question about an herb? I can grab my books and look them up for you.
Yeah, what do you do when the henbane is thrown out the garden? Cut it back so you can have a whole bunch of it.
I just told everybody that was the only one you couldn't grow. Did you finally get it to grow?
What's that one? What am I growing for you that's not in my garden?
Henbane. You started the starts and I thought you said it never worked.
Maybe I'm mistaken. Not the henbane.
Mugwort was there from last year.
Yeah, that's the mugwort.
Oh.
So I have a log of it right now. It's getting about 3-4 feet tall.
We have about 4 feet of mugwort if you guys want to order some from the garden. One of the favorite things that I like to do with mugwort that's fresh out of the garden, go out there and ask to cut a piece. I always get a yes from my mugwort plant, but I always ask, leave a little offering. Take a branch off, and right when I get out of the shower, take the branch and beat your body with it. You know, just whap it on your arms, whap it on your legs, whap it on your back. And this is a really, really great way to raise your vibrations, attune with your psychic abilities, heighten your clairs, your clairaudience, your clairvoyance, your claircognizance, your clairsentience, as well as, you know, a real nice spiritual cleansing. The mugwort is just beautiful. Almost out of mugwort. May you order some? Yes, Emily, I would love to send you some mugwort. I have lots of organic mugwort, both from my garden, and I have some from Star West Botanicals. They're very different. They may be two different types of species, so I can send you one of each. And my Etsy is Jukshy Lady, Jukshi. Hey B, can you type my Etsy in the comments? I would really appreciate that. Thank you. So just send me a message on Etsy, and any herbs that you guys need. Like I say, I have so much overflow right now. Hi, Clarissa Wonders, how are you? Nina Nightsage says she smudges with it, and mugwort is such a powerful thing to use for smudging. It can also be added into tobacco mixtures, kind of like a spliff, if you will. You could actually make a spliff out of it if you wanted to. Instead of tobacco with marijuana, you could do mugwort and marijuana if that's legal where you are, of course, and if you're above 21 and that. Lunchbox says, can you talk about sassafras? And hi, John. Yeah, I can. Thank you for asking. Let me go get my little book, and we'll talk about sassafras. Sassafras. Hey, Alex, isn't that what you call Lily?
What?
Don't you nickname Lily Sassafras?
Yeah, I called Lily Sassafras.
Alex calls Lily Sassafras sometimes. It's very, very cute.
I call her Sassafras.
Okay, sounds good, Emily. I'll look forward to hearing from you. What about silica packets in your dried goods? Jack Jolly, what's up? Hey, Jack Jolly, I need you to watch the tarot card thing and make sure you're okay with your card. I don't have the list. Okay, we're going to talk about sassafras and hi John if we can. For humidity? Oh, yeah. I usually just re-put mine in the dehydrator if they start to get a little bit rubbery rather than crunchy, but I mean, Brenda has been witching for quite some time, so take her advice if you like, and I agree with that. Here in Seattle, we don't have too much problems with humidity, but like I say, when I get down to Texas, it's going to be a whole different story. Oh my gosh, Lunchbox, the one who asked about sassafras, her dog's name is Lily.
That's fun.
Maybe you can start calling your dog Sassafras. That'd be funny. Jack Jolly, sure thing, isn't a video on your channel. You haven't been active. There's a video called Everyone Please Watch This. Watch that video. Florida is super humid, not her, but it works. Yeah, I mean, like you say, whatever works, and we're just trying to keep our herbs from rotting, right? However, if for some reason your things didn't get dehydrated all of the way, and you want them to like, and they rot in the jar, and then you look at it and you're like, shit, I have saved all of those passion fruit skins and now they're moldy. Okay, me and a few other women have talked about this before, and we all agree that we don't end up giving those things to the trash can, we end up using them. Why would you use a moldy passion fruit? Who on earth would use that? Well, for me, if something's molded, I use it for the opposite of the intention. So, that's pretty much all I need to say, like, the opposite of passion. And let's say it was good for money, and it started to rot. Just use your intuition, but there's certain things that you can use these things for and not have to get rid of them. Ooh, fire magic. Alright, sassafras. I got off the track. We're here. We've got 2 books that is probably going to appear in one. Out of all my books, it's going to appear loads of times, but if I find more about it, I'll let you know. So sassafras. Elemental P, QRS, GUV. Sassafras. I don't have any sassafras to show you. It's not something I have in my magical cupboard. At some point, I would love it. Oh, sassafras is in here. It's right next to sarsaparilla. I love sarsaparilla. Okay, so sassafras, folk names. Sassafras, agu tree, cinnamon wood. Does anyone want to guess the gender? Do you guys think it's masculine or feminine, sassafras? I've done a video on saffron, Emily. If you look up Saffron and Witchcraft, the Taxidermy Witch, I've done a video on that one. Yes, I heard, Emily, you guys are in a tornado watch right now, and you're in North Texas. Okay. Clarissa says masculine, and she is in fact correct. It is masculine. The planet is Jupiter. Let me give you a little picture of what the plant looks like. This is the sassafras. Okay. So the planet is Jupiter. The element, does anyone want to guess the element?
Fire.
Alex is right. The element is fire. Brenda got it too. Hey, Joyce Jordan, how are you? We were just talking about you. Somebody on the chat here needs a Rose of Jericho, and I don't have any to send and ship away. So whoever was wondering about purchasing a Rose of Jericho, Joyce Jordan just joined the chat, and she has got like 7 or 9 of them. And she would just, you know, probably just need you to pay the shipping and a couple dollars. But I've done a lot of videos on Rose of Jericho and the legend and the lore, how to take care of them, how to clean them, how to give them offerings, all of that. So I hope you get time to check that out. And Luna got it right too. Fire. Okay? Fire! Alright, so now the powers. The powers of sassafras. And again, if we're talking out of this green book, we're talking about... Okay, Shadow Witch, see you soon. Talk to you soon. If we're in this book, we're talking about doing the working and not eating it. But if we're talking about this red book and we're reading out of the red book, it is the magic of when you ingest it. So when you eat or drink or put on your body and add it into your body, this herb. But right now we're reading out of this book, which means it's just for working. So the powers of sassafras are health and money. Okay. And then we have magical uses. Sassafras is placed in the purse or wallet to attract money, or is burned for the same purpose. It is also added to sachets and spells designed to aid healing. Okay? So sassafras is good for those things, and I'm just going to check in this book and make sure it doesn't pop up at all. Hey Mello, how are you? Nice to see you. Coconut tree looking good. Cutie. Hey, how are ya? Okay, so let me see if sassafras comes up in here. If it doesn't, I'll move on to the next question. So if any of you guys have questions on herbs we're going to look up in this book, now's your time to put it below. Even if you already typed it, just retype it. Sassafras, P-U-R. Nope, it doesn't end up in this book. No. So, we got what we needed, hopefully from Scotty's book on sassafras. Another, you want Hecate herbs? That'd take me a little bit of research, because there's not really a place in the book that... You know, out of all the things in Scotty's book that he doesn't have, I'd have to say that, because he talks about connected deities in the part, of the herb, but he doesn't have a category in the back where it breaks down like this deity connects with these herbs. So I feel like if the book was made better in any way, that would kind of be it. See, it's got the elemental rulers, the planet rulers, feminine herbs. It just doesn't have that breakdown of the deities. Yeah. Bummer! Alright. Doing good, just entranced by the background. Oh, all the shish that's in the background, yeah. We have a messy house. We're artists and gardeners. Lavender, garlic, saffron, feverfew, mugwort. Okay, I've done a big video on saffron, like I said, and mugwort. We could do... Emily, do you want me to choose feverfew, garlic, or lavender? What happened? Are the birds out there?
No, it's just me and Micah, like, we have this funny thing where it's like, me, him, and Sean are all like friends, and like we like
Oh, thank you.
me and Mike laugh about how Sean exaggerates, you know, like and not in a mean way, like in a like we love him way, like. But he, you know, we were talking. We said some. Sean told me there's going to be hydroplane races, and I was like, oh, the big ones or the little ones? He said, oh, the little ones. And then I was like, oh, that's cool, blah, blah, blah. And then he started telling us about when he was a hydroplane racer. And...
Sean? It's a hydroplane?
not like a big one. Like,
Oh, of course not. I did find moon herbs. Thanks for that. That was really, really funny. We have a neighbor, and he is, bless his heart, amazing. But he cannot stop telling stories that aren't true. And I won't go into too much detail, but I don't think anyone in this world should ever lie about being a member of a military service. And people that do fib about that, it's not well received in this house, because we do have somebody who's been in the military and that went through so many things. And it's what it is. It sucks sometimes. Alright, so I did find in the back of this book, on page 271, there's a section called Planetary Rulers, okay? And it does have first the sun and second the moon. So let's talk about all the different moon-related herbs that come up in Scotty's book, okay? Oh yeah, I know, Emily, it's not extremely disrespectful, but it's just, and Madam says people who lie about being in the military need sucker punching. Yada. Alright, so let's talk about these moon herbs. Adder's tongue, A-D-D-E-R-S, tongue, aloe, lemon balm, bladderwrack, not bladderwhack, bladderwrack, because there's two different ones, buchu, cabbage, calamus, camellia, camphor, chickweed, club moss, coconut, cotton, cucumber, dulse, eucalyptus, gardenia, gourd, like gourds, grape, where am I? Honesty, passion flower. Alex, how many passion flowers do you have in the greenhouse right now?
I didn't look yet this morning.
Ooh, go tell us. Pea, peach, pear, Irish moss, jasmine, lemon, lettuce, lily, loosestrife, lotus, mallow, mesquite, moonwort, myrrh, papaya, poppy, potato, purslane, sandalwood, turnip, willow, and wintergreen. These are all the different moon herbs that come up in this book.
This is a passion fruit, and a very special passion fruit.
Come on in. Oh, wait.
We bought passion fruits from the store, purple passion fruits. And I must have planted 100 seeds, and only one came up, and this was it. And this is like the healthiest, greenest passion fruit that I have growing at the moment. Well, that's not true. I have one that's like 8 to 14 feet with flowers, but this is just like a nice little healthy one. So
Alex, literally, we got a passion fruit. He took some seeds out of the center, cleaned them off, and he grows these plants. And Alex is able to send these plants around the U.S., so if anybody wants a papaya plant, or a passion fruit plant, or a pawpaw, or what else do you have?
I'll make a little list.
Yeah, we have a list of lovely plants that you can purchase. Now, there's, and we can ship them as well. You can ship them even with a light. They make very interesting ways to get them from here to there, which we love. And they do well when they're shipped. But you can use these plants for magical plant familiars. I have a book that talks all about plant familiars, and we talk about that quite some time. I'll tell Alex what you said, Nello. Moon for moon and Scorpio magic. Scorpio herbs? Okay. Scorpio. Yeah, they don't have herbs under the sign. Sorry. Not in this book. Just got the elementary rulers, the magical intentions. glossary. Yeah, so I feel like they could do really well if they did add those in, but sorry, Brenda. I know. Hey, Darkpool, how are you? You should be sleeping, because she and I were up until late for her last night. But no, I'm kidding. I'm sure she got sleep. Okay. Sorry it didn't work out to talk about Scorpio herbs. Does somebody else want to throw out an herb for me to look up? I heard somebody say wintergreen. Did you want me to look up wintergreen? Or something else? Let's talk herbs. Herbs are fantastic. Like, look at all the fun shish you can do. I dragged this blood orange out into these things that look like creepy teeth. Or like an awesome mustache. And you can just do really fun stuff. Like, think you could make a poppet with one of these, like, weird blood orange teeth. Or you could bust it in half and make a pair of actual, like, monster mouse teeth. We're about to welcome the soul into Scorpio this year. Any warnings from Scorpios in the chat? Could I read about that herb? I don't know how to say it, but yeah, I'll look it up. Well, I'll just start with P-U-R-S. Elemental P-U-R-S. Hey, it's in here. So it's spelled P-U-R-S-L-A-N-E. P-U-R-S-L-A-N-E. I think that's what we're asking for. Is that the one you want, Nello? This one? Because... and then here's a picture of what it looks like. Right there. Is that the one you want me to read from? So, purslane, folk names, garden purslane, golden purslane, and pigweed, like pigweed. Gender is feminine. No, that's okay, no, I was just making sure. The planet is the moon, and that's probably why you wanted to talk about it, is because it came up in that list, right? I've been desperately looking for somewhere to sit. I'll get there. Hi. Ah! Oh boy. Alright, so the element was, or planet the moon, gender feminine, element. Does anybody want to guess the element of purslane? Element of purslane. What do you guys think it is? Water! You're right, Joyce Jordan. It is water. Does anybody know the powers of it? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different powers to purslane. So if you guys want to guess, good job, Iridescent. See, you got it too. This is what it looks like. Do you guys want to guess the different magical abilities that it has? 5 different magical powers. Ashley Rose says, I didn't know they have the Scorpio soy candle and it's caramel tobacco. Yum! That sounds good. This coconut oil is soaked in now. It's no longer slippery, but it does look quite, it doesn't look dirty anymore. It still looks dull, but I think it looks really good when we polished it with that coconut oil. Look at that. It's definitely got more shine on that side for sure, and then this looks just lovely. I'm so glad somebody asked that question. That's why we're here together, doing this witchy stuff. Okay, so Emily guessed fertility. Esoteric Dragon says, need to get me that encyclopedia. Honestly, and I know I say this so much, but if I could only have one book, it would be this. And in particular, if I could only have 13 pages, it would be, or however many pages it is, it'd be from page 276, where magical intentions start, to page 284. These pages right here are all you need to have the confidence to write write a spell or do a working on your own. I promise you that. Yeah, so Emily guessed fertility. Let's see what the powers are. Sleep, love, luck, protection, and happiness. Okay? Psychic stuff. Yeah, so we were off on our guesses this morning. That's okay. This is an herb that we don't hear talked about much, right? Magical uses. If purslane is laid on the bed, no nightmares will disturb its occupants during the night. Carried, purslane draws love and luck and also keeps evil afar. Soldiers carried purslane to protect themselves in battle. Purslane sprinkled around the home spreads happiness throughout. And that's what we've got on purslane there. I'd heard of it, but I've never really thought of using it before. It does sound amazing. So yeah, that's what this one looks like. Purslane. Somebody throw out another one and I will read another one. Joyce Jordan says, my stepdaughter and I will be making a couple of protective witch balls today if she can get out and not get flooded. Yeah, right? Because is she up in the North Texas area? I know you're in Oklahoma, Joyce, and that's close to North Texas, right? But I've been hearing about all the floods and things like that. Cohosh, yeah, black or blue, or should I read both, Emily? I love black cohosh. I'll go get you a piece to show you it, okay? So we'll be right back and I'll show you some black cohosh. It's one of my favorite things to work with. Now, black cohosh, I'm not a doctor. I'm going to say it 3 times. I am not a doctor. I am not a doctor. Black cohosh in the medicinal world is excellent for helping you in your labor and delivery if you get it in an essential oil. And you put the oil, you ingest it to get, this is the black cohosh. When you ingest the oils of it, my naturopath prescribed that to me when I was overdue with my daughter. I was 2 weeks overdue with Lily. And so the baby needs to come out because the placenta, the things that gives the baby nutrients and air and oxygen, the placenta just expires. Like it does this organ that your body grows all on its own, which is so amazing to me, that females grow an organ just to have a baby. And it's only there during that time. If you guys are pregnant, or for some reason you have your placenta, what a magical tool. Don't ever get rid of it. They'll give it to you at the hospital and let you keep it. You take it home, you put it in your freezer. You can plant it under a tree. Lily has a tree of life where I put her placenta, well, my placenta, and then we planted a tree over it, and that tree grows in this big, beautiful tree of life. That comes from a Native American tradition that my dad had told me about, or that we had read together or something like that around the time of when I was pregnant with my daughter. I know that we're getting off the subject. We are still going to talk about this black cohosh, but just to say that and primrose oil, I am not a doctor, are the things that my naturopath suggested that I use. And the primrose oil I applied to myself where the baby comes out, and it helps dilate the area. So yes, I'm not a doctor, but I'm just trying to tell you that there's many, many, many medicinal aspects to this as well as magical. Now let's talk about the magical aspects of black cohosh. In the words of our father, Scott Cunningham. Our Father who art out in heaven, Scott Cunningham. Cunningham be thy name. Just teasing. I'm sure Scotty would not have liked that one, I'm sorry. Alright, cohosh. Now I'm embarrassed. That takes a lot, too. I do this to myself, I swear. I'll be done being embarrassed in 2 seconds, don't worry. Alright. Good thing you didn't ask for blue cohosh because it's not in here. But anyway, black cohosh is in here. I showed you this when we took it out and looked at it. It's really weird and creepy looking. That's probably why I like it so much. And here is a picture of the plant when it so again, this cohosh is the root. Okay, this is black cohosh root, and then this is the plant itself. Okay, so let's talk about that in Scotty's words. Folk names are black snake root, bugbane, rattle root, squaw root, actia, and Simicafuga. Simicafuga. Everybody should say that 15 times. Alright, what gender do we think that black cohosh is? What gender do we think that it is? There's a lot of magic you can do with flooded water, you guys, if you're able to catch flood water. We should do a video talking about flood water in the future. Out of all the different waters we keep, why not keep that one as well? So what gender do we think that the black cohosh is, you guys? Clarissa says female. Anybody else want to take a guess? It doesn't have a planet connected to it, and it doesn't have an element connected to it, which is very different from everything else in this book. I wonder why. The gender is masculine. Good job, Emily. Nice try, Clarissa. Thank you guys for guessing. I appreciate it. The powers. There are 4 powers that come with black cohosh. I want you guys to throw out some guesses. What do you think that black cohosh might be good for? Because when we use our intuition and we guess first, it helps us later when we're trying to trust our intuition. Okay? Emily says maybe protection. And yes, that is one of, yes, that is one of the 4. So protection is one of the 4. We have 3 more things that are the powers of the black cohosh. Iridescency guesses grounding. Well, it's a root, so it's absolutely grounding. Yes, you're right. Very, very, very good. But that's not something that Scotty talks about in this book, but you're absolutely right. Iridescency. Any root is very grounding. Now, what's the opposite of grounding? I don't really know the word for it, but I call it floofy. You know, like if you're really grounded, you're so calm. And if you're really floofy, you're... So the things that can help you be floofy are the things that are at the highest parts of the tree, like the orange. Whereas the roots are down into the earth. The orange and things at the very tippy top of the tree, those things are uplifting. That's the word, uplifting. So yes, black cohosh is absolutely grounding because it is a root. Because it is in contact with the earth and helps ground us to the earth. So very, very, very well done. Dustin Larson, hi, welcome to the channel. New channel and love what you do. How often do you... I go live every single day. Every single day. And the book we're reading out of here is My Herbal Bible. Scott Cunningham's Encyclopedia for Magical Herbs. I don't know if you were just here in the part of the chat, Dustin, when we were talking about pages 276 and those little 13 pages in the back. 276 to 284. These are all the pages you're ever going to need to have confidence writing your own workings and spells, in my opinion, and in a lot of the opinions here. So I'm really happy that you joined. Thanks for joining us, and I'm glad that you're here. Yeah, every day is my goal for 1 full year, but so at least every day. Thanks for asking. Multitasking, bonding with new decors. All right, so what were the other... let me tell you the other magical uses for black cohosh. Okay, so we know it's good for grounding and protection. It's also good for love, courage, and potency. So what is potency? What does that mean in this book? Potency would be something like dragon's blood or mandrake root. Or even sulfur. It adds a big oomph to the working. It makes all the other ingredients that you're using more powerful. It really gives the working a push and elevates it. Helps your working. Exactly, Emily.
Don't forget that in a little while, at about 9:30, we gotta go to your mom's. Okay?
Right.
Sorry.
I'm busy. Okay. I'm not being rude. Okay. So let's get back to the rest of this. And Emily says, I love dragon's blood and sulfur together. I haven't really tried them together, but that would really boost a working. Okay, so the rest, we're going to read the magical uses of black cohosh. The black cohosh in love sachets, use it in love sachets, and add an infusion to the bath to help cases of impotency. Okay, so I guess in this aspect they're calling potency, they're relating it to impotency. The herb carried helps to strengthen the herb carried helps to strengthen courage in the meat. An infusion of the herb sprinkled around a room or added to a bath drives away evil presences. So, just a side note to that, I said it was really similar to mandrake root. Just remember that mandrake root is poisonous and probably should never ever be added to your bath. Okay, I'm just going to take this. It's driving me crazy. What time is it if we have to leave soon? Oh, we're good. Alright, so let's talk about another one. Dustin, do you have any herbs that you wanted to ask me to look up? Since you're here and you're new to the channel, welcome. Basically, we dry so much here and we use so much different kinds of things in our workings. Here's a banana flower wand that I made out of the flower of a banana tree. We take all different kinds of little pieces of things people probably wouldn't call taxidermy, but quail eggshells, you can do the teeniest of tiniest of workings right inside of there. Or you can add these to the tops of wands using the quail energies. When we talk about spirit animals and things like that, in general, eggs are very protective. And I've done a big long video on the mystic egg, a whole chapter out of Scott Cunningham's book, Encyclopedia of Wicca in the Kitchen. I've done a video on eggs and all of their magical qualities. The mystic egg. Sorry for the interruption. Yesterday, somebody made a point to tell me on my video where I was talking about white eggshells and brown eggshells and how some are organic and some are not. I'll address that now. I never at any time said that brown eggshells are always organic. That would be a ridiculous thing to say. What I did say, though, was that white eggshells generally aren't organic. At least here in Seattle where we do our shopping. At no time would I ever say that every single brown eggshell is organic, and I just want to make that clear. But generally you're free, it depends on the breed of the chicken, but generally your free-range and organic eggs, which have those positive energies because they were able to be out and run around, are generally going to be this shade of brown. The white eggshells, which are from that I have, that are from the cheapest box of eggs in the grocery store, I feel carry more sad, baneful energies to them because these chickens weren't allowed to walk. They lived their whole lives just being egg producers in a cage with their sitting in their own feces. So all I'm trying to say to whoever left me that note on the fact that just because it's a white eggshell or a brown eggshell doesn't mean it's organic, I never said that. You dream of this ringtone? Oh, I hate that ringtone. Okay, so let's see. Anybody have an herb that they want me to look up? Let's see if I got a response back. You'd love to hear about elder, Jen? Okay, from the Dark Pool. Ew, buncha. Okay, elder. Are you talking about elderberries or elder wood? Would it be elder wood? Let me look up elder and see what we've got. I use elderberries in my workings. I use elderberries for medicinal in a tincture that I make. Ooh, there's so much to say about elder. I'm really glad you picked this. Look at all this information we're going to get out of that. Okay, awesome, Dustin. I just wanted to invite you to, choose. And also, Dustin, I sell loads of herbs on Etsy, so if you ever need a package put together of all different kinds of stuff, just let me know and I can make you a starter kit. So the American elder, and let me show you a picture of what that looks like. And then I'll also go get my elderberries. Let me grab my elderberries. They're just a jot away. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. No, they're not. I know where they're at. Oh my gosh. Sorry that took so long. I couldn't find them at first, but I found them. Okay, I've got some elderberries in here. Let's look what they look like. They look like teeny tiny dried nothings almost. Just little black dots. It's so tiny. And when you rehydrate them, they of course get bigger. But these are elderberries, very, very small. Making a tincture as simple as Bragg's apple cider vinegar, elderberries, and echinacea can be a fantastic tincture to not get colds. And that's Lady Grape Dancer's recipe that I've been using for over a year. And I haven't really gotten sick this last year, so I have to say. Alright, and I did do a video on that tincture. I believe it's like a cold tincture. Alright, so now let's talk the American elderberry. Folk names, there's quite a few of them. Alhurin, Battree, Borey tree, Boar tree, Eldrum, Elhorn, Frau Holly is the German, Hildermur is the German, Hollander, German, Hallider, Ladies Elhorn, Old Gal, Old Lady, Pipe Tree, Rob Elder, Suriu is the French, Sweet Elder, Tree of Doom, that's an interesting one, Yokori Ben Gresco, and in Romani is the Devil's Eye. Okay, who wants to guess the gender of these beautiful little berries? Where the hell did I put them? I lost them. Just had them. Anyway, somebody want to guess the gender of the elderberry? What gender would it be? Where did it go? No clue. Gender. Do we think it's male or female? Masculine or feminine? Elderberry. We're also can guess our planet and guess our element. So what do you guys think? For the gender, planet, and element. I want to hear some guesses. B. Young says female. She's right. It has a feminine energy, the elder. How about the planet? What planet do we think that it is? And what element do we think that it is? Good guess, Iridescency. Thank you for guessing. I appreciate that, you guys. It helps us learn. It helps build up our confidence in our intuition. Hey Gretchen Wang, how are you? So good to see you. Welcome to the chat. So the planet is Venus. Dustin, you got it. That's fantastic. Good job. If you're new at this, your intuition is working strong. So yes, the planet is Venus. And what do we think that the element is? The element of elder.
Water.
Alex, you guessed it again. It's water. Alex, I swear, you pop in and you're like, boom, you just know it. He exudes confidence. Alright, so we've got two deities that are connected to the elder. If anybody wants to guess the deities, please go ahead. Clarissa said, Jen, sorry you have to go cooking dinner. That is okay. Enjoy your dinner. You must be in the UK if you're cooking right now for dinner time. That's right, isn't it, Clarissa? You're over there across the pond. So the deities are Holda, Holda. I've never heard Holda. Holda?
Hold this for me.
Will you hold this for me? Alex, will you hold this for me? And the other deity is Venus, which makes sense because we just said that the planet was Venus. We've got 5 different powers. What do you guys think or know that the American Elder is good for magically? Does anybody want to guess some powers? I know. Powers. What do we think that the Elder is going to do for us, you guys, if you had to guess? Where did I put them? Just had them. They've disappeared. They really did do a disappearing act on me. I have no idea. Okay. Healing, really good. And then Dustin guesses enlightenment, and we've got 2 guesses on healing. Okay, so here are our powers for the American Elder. Exorcism. Protection. Very good job, you guys. And also Brenda guessed wisdom, and Iridescent guessed immune support. So in this book, it's not going to say particular healings, because it's not a book talking about medicinals. But certainly we know, because we talked about it earlier, the elderberry, and I'm not a doctor, does carry a lot of medicinal attributes, like healing and taking care of colds, etc. And immune support in that very same thought. Immune support, absolutely. I'm not a doctor. So the powers are exorcism, protection, healing, prosperity, and sleep. Okay? The ritual uses. The elder was used in burial sites in ancient British long barrows. It is sacred to many mother goddess figures due to its white flowers. Witches and spirits were thought to live within the elder. This was why it bled red sap when it's cut. And that's how dragon blood is formed too. It's from a very special tree, which Alex is going to get me when we get to Texas. That's right, I'm getting a dragon blood tree. Oh my Pete, I almost feel like we should read from that next. I couldn't be more excited about that. Okay, so witches and spirits were thought to live within the elder. That is why it bled red sap when cut. Before feeding an elder, before felling. Okay, before you cut down some of the elder, the following formula was recited. Lady Elhorn, give me thy wood, and I will give thee mine, when I become a tree. This is recited kneeling before the tree, prior to making the first cut, and allows the witch or spirit within the tree time to vacate. This is a really, really, really beautiful ritual or tradition. It's one of my favorite things I've read from here. I just like that a lot. Okay, now, if worn, this is under magical uses. Okay, if worn, elder wards off attackers of every kind. So we could get one of our little tiny glass bottles, right? Be Young, who's here in the chat, she had an Etsy order from me, and I ended up creating all of these chicken's feet that hold glass bottles. Now, here's I got a bunch of them. Here's my idea. Doing the reading from what Scotty just said. Fill this little guy up with elderberries, and when you're needing, what did we just say? When worn, elder wards off attackers of every kind. So let's say you're a person. I was going to say a woman, but I don't want to be like a gender person who doesn't know how to say whatever. Let's just say you're a woman like me, and I used to ride the bus in a city, the major city of Seattle. It's a pretty dangerous place to be if you're a woman on her own. Well, I think that it would be a good idea to, under your big jacket or whatever, and I don't mind wearing big statement pieces like this, but a lot of people do. Hang this on some hemp string or something like that. Fill this with elderberries and some other very protective herbs that protect you from attackers, and there's a good list of them. And just have that as like a necklace or an amulet of some kind, maybe in your backpack or in your purse. But if it was me, I would wear it on my person. 2 reasons. If you're gonna attack a lady that has a chicken's foot around her neck, I mean, I wouldn't do it if I was an attacker, just because I would think, wow, she might be a witch, or wow, that's really weird, she's probably really weird. Just being honest, and I'm not being silly with what I'm saying there. But you could fill this with elderberries and other things, or just elderberries, and feel very confident that evil attackers will not be getting to you that day. So that is something, an idea I just had kind of pop into the old head while we're talking about elder. Alright, let's continue chitty-chatting. Bye, Nello. Nice to see you. Okay. Yes, if worn, elder wards off attackers of every kind. Hung over the doorways and windows, it keeps evil from the house. It also has the power to force an evil magician to release any enchantments or spells they may have cast against you. I'm going to reread that line. Okay? It also has the power to force an evil magician, so a baneful magician, to release any enchantments or spells they may have cast against you. If you are a person who feels like this is going on with you, I would at least give that a try with the elderberries. Yeah, and Brenda says, yes, great warding herb. The berries, when carried, protect against evil and negativity. Grown in the garden, elder protects the household against the ravages of sorcery and shields it from lightning. To bless a person, place, or thing, scatter the leaves and berries of the elder to the 4 winds in the name of the person or object to be blessed. Then scatter some more elder over the person or object itself, and it is done. To lose a fever, poke an elder twig into the ground while keeping completely silent. Toothaches may be alleviated by chewing on an elder twig and then placing it into the wall while saying, "Depart, thou evil spirit," with an exclamation point. Toothaches were once thought to be caused by evil spirits. I actually do believe that as well. I'm not being funny. I really do believe that. That's why I believe that I can take care of my dental health on my own. I'm not a doctor, and I don't suggest anybody else do that. I'm just saying my truth there. Okay, so toothaches were once thought to be caused by evil spirits. To prevent rheumatism, tie a twig of elder into 3 or 4 knots and carry it in the pocket. Warts can be cured by rubbing them with a green elder twig and then burying it to rot in the mud. Grown near the home, the elder gives prosperity to the household, and the sticks placed about the house protect against robbers and snakes. Oh, there's another snake herb. I'm always so flippin' excited when I find another snake herb. Okay. Just don't have my highlighter. I do most of my reading when I'm with y'all, so I can't forget to circle certain stuff. Snakes. Elder is used at weddings to bring good luck to the couple, and pregnant women kiss the tree for good fortune for the coming baby. Place elders beneath your pillow if you have difficulty sleeping. They'll allow you to slumber peacefully. Carry elder to preserve you against the temptation to commit adultery. So if you just cannot stay off of the swiping, even though you have a partner, just carry some elder, and you may avoid the swiping. Thanks, Lady Blue. Jen has beautiful chicken's feet. She has one of my evil eye chicken's feet with this on it. It's so pretty. I love that blue one I did up for you. So, used at weddings. Place elderberries beneath your pillow. Carry elder to preserve you against the temptation of adultery. Make flutes from the branches and call forth spirits with the music. Best done at midnight in a deserted place far from the haunts of humans. Many think it is dangerous to burn elderwood, and some gypsies strictly forbade this as firewood. However, and that's probably because the spirit of the witch or whatever lived inside of the tree. Witch or spirit. So some gypsies strictly forbade to use it as firewood. However, magicians have used its wood in fashioning magical wands for centuries. I loved that. I really, really, really enjoyed that bit of reading that we did there. I think I have time to read over one more herb if somebody wants to throw in another recommendation for me to read. Why do you record things about snakes? Oh, good question, Dustin. Well, I like the idea of calling snakes. And in the back of this book, in Magical Intentions, those 13 or 14 pages I was talking about, and this is where I got the idea about snakes, was from Scotty's sections in here, and it says, there's a whole list of things that either enrage snakes, and that's milk thistle, and that's what got me started on it because I grow milk thistle and I love them. And that's to enrage snakes, and then horsetail you use to call snakes, and then here's the list of snake repellers: clover, elder, juniper, lemongrass, geranium, plantain, rattlesnake root, yellow evening, and primrose. So why do I like working with these snake energies? I don't know. I'm just really attracted to it. But right now, I've been fashioning like a serpent necklace I have a necklace I'm making out of milk thistle and to enrage the snakes, to get them to come close to me. And then because I want to try and do like a ritual with snakes that are just organically there. So I want to use these herbs to either call them to me and then at the right time repel them back away. So I've been making rattles and necklaces and amulets and different things, sachets, that may call snakes. And I also use snake skins, even though they're not in this book. I know that they have amazing qualities of invisibility connected to them, and I know that because, oh, there it is. There's the elderberries, I found them. I've almost been in a few car crashes just having a jar of snake skins in my car. Like people would almost crash into my car as if I wasn't even there. And I put the snake skins in the car so that police officers wouldn't see me if I was speeding. Well, the problem with that is that nobody could see me when I was on the road, and I literally almost 4 times had to swerve away from cars that almost hit me. I know the powers of the snake, and I get my snake sheds from a very ethically harvested place. I have somebody on eBay who I get the sheds from their snake, and I've seen pictures of it and stuff. It's pretty cool. Anyway, but why do I work with snakes? It's just, I feel like the serpent has so many different energies attached to it, and I want to get these snakes to come close to me so that I can take some of these energies and work with them. So that is why. I hope that answered your question, Dustin. I know it probably wasn't exactly what you were asking for, but and what book am I reading from? Willow Hall is asking. Willow Hall, I'm reading from Scott Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs, and I haven't read from it yet, but I always keep these two together because this is when we use it in a magical working, and this is when we ingest it. So if we're talking about the magic of eating strawberry and mango salad or something like that, we could look that up in this book because we're ingesting it or drinking it, whereas this book is the magical of when we're just using it but not putting it into the body. So yes, we're reading right now from Scott Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. Dustin says, the land dragon, nice. Oh, no joke. Wow, thank you for explaining that. Absolutely. Okay, great. I'm glad that you enjoyed that. Okay, one more herb, guys, and then I got a bunch of stuff to do. I gotta go visit Peggy and come back and bundle these herbs up for Etsy. Remember, guys, if you need a big pack of just a variety of stuff, so many things from a completely fully dried pineapple, to basic things like limes and lemons and blood oranges, and I've got some very unbasic things like ugly fruits to do, workings with beauty or anti-beauty. I've got passion fruits with the seeds right inside, great for twin flame workings, any kind of heavy passion. Having all of those seeds in there makes this passion fruit skin even more fertile. Seeds are a humongous fertility, abundance symbol, and when it's the seed of the passion fruit, it's going to just make you so abundant in that passion. Gosh, you guys, I just have so many things here that I don't have a lot of room for. Jen, could I look up lemon balm? I've done a video on lemon balm, but I want to read it to you because it's one of the snake herbs. So we'll end with lemon balm, but if you want to see a video on lemon balm, I suggest you definitely look that up, because I'll be reading from all of my books in the video. But we'll read just from this book on lemon balm now. We have Balm of Gilead. We have Balm of Lemon. Here we go, Balm of Lemon. So it looks like this. Okay. Take a picture of the table, Jennifer. Yeah, I will. That's a great idea, Brenda. Thank you. So lemon balm. Folk names. Bee balm. Lemon balsam. Melissa. Sweet balm. Sweet Melissa. Tugergain. And Oghul, Oghoul. Does anyone want to guess the gender of lemon balm? Let's guess the gender, the planet, and the element. Okay? So let's guess. What do we think the gender, the planet, and the element of lemon balm is? I love lemon balm too. It's so yummy. So yummy in teas, potpourris, magical workings, eating it. Why not? Female, yes, Madam Butterfly, you're absolutely right. So we have the gender, it's feminine. What planet do we think it is, and what element do we think it is? Thank you for guessing, Madam Butterfly, I appreciate it. When we guess, before I read to you guys, it helps build our confidence and our intuition. So Heather Foley says, female, Venus, calming. Dustin says, Jupiter, female, air. Okay, it is feminine, the planet is the moon, and the element is water. I'm really glad you guys guessed, though. That was a difficult one. There are 3 powers. Powers are love, success, and healing. Okay? The magical uses. From Arabian herb magic comes the information that lemon balm can be used to influence love. Soak the herb in wine for several hours, strain, and share the wine with a friend. Or carry the herb with you to find love, so maybe in an amulet or a sachet or something like that. It is also used in magical healing, and Pliny says that its powers are so great that if it was attached to a sword that had made a wound, the blood would be immediately staunched. Though sword wounds are rare today, the lemon balm is still used in healing incenses and sachets. It can also be used in spells to ensure success. So if you were worried that a working didn't have enough to it, just add a little lemon balm to ensure the success of the working. As you add the lemon balm, remember our talk about animism. Talk to it. Because lemon balm, when you add it to a working, it doesn't know unless you tell it what to do. Love, success, healing. We're adding the lemon balm, but lemon balm needs to know what its job is. So as you add the lemon balm, add your intent over each ingredient and say out loud, after you perhaps give it a kiss, your little jar of leaves, say, lemon balm, you are here to help me in this working. You're here to, hold on, I just have to find it again. To ensure the success of this working. You are here to ensure the success of this working, okay? And if you keep bees, which we're going to be doing in Texas, we're going to get a colony of bees, rub the herb on the hives. It will attract new bees and keep the old ones there. Oh, that's okay, Willow Witch. We're on the way out of the chat, but I'm so glad you joined, if even just for a minute. No, but I'm really thankful for everybody that guessed, because it's really, really fun. I really, really do enjoy that. You're so welcome. Willow Witch, since you're late, do you have any herb like that I could quickly talk about for you? Anybody? Bueller? Or I could just flip and open. Boom. Flax! Okay, we're going to talk about flax. I use flax in witchcraft. I use two kinds. I use brown flax and golden flax. I use the golden flax to attune with the god. Goddess too, but the only goddess I use gold for is Bastet. Great! You like the idea of flax. Perfect. Joyce says, this chat has been so interesting. Thank you, Jen. Absolutely. We're coming on every single day to go live. And that really helps me too, because it makes me participate with you guys every single day. And I learn so much when I'm here with you guys. Okay, so the folk names of flax. Linseed. Oh, and so talking about brown and gold flax. You can add color magic to it, okay? Maybe use the brown flax for a court case working, because we know the color brown works with legal issues, right? And use the golden flax for anything that you might use the gold for. I've done videos on the color brown and the color gold on my color magic videos way back when, like 10 months ago. So if you ever want to know the color and how to use it in color magic, let's say you want to know blue. I've done a video on every color, and it's just called blue in color magic and in witchcraft, or green in color magic and in witchcraft. Every single color that's out there I've done, if you want to know those color magics, okay? So flax, the folk names are linseed, if you've heard of linseed bread, as they call it in the UK, it's flax, linaza, and sib muma. The gender, does anyone want to guess the gender of flax? We can guess the gender, the planet, the gender, the planet, and the element. Let's give a guess, you guys. Flax seeds. Gender, planet, planet, and element. I'm going to go get flax seeds so you guys know what I'm talking about, okay? So we have our raw organic golden flax seeds. They look a lot like a sesame seed. But there's our flax seeds. And then those are the golden, and then here are the brown flax seeds. And when you see linseed bread, it's usually going to be the brown. The golden was just one that I like the flavor of a little bit more. So there's our flax seeds. Just remember, there's so many things in your kitchen that are going to work for magics in ways that you probably never ever would have guessed. And I think that that's righteous in its own way. So flax. Did we get some guesses? Okay, let's see. I know that we did. We have some information here. Heather says fax flowers are blue, but I know she meant flax. Here's the picture. So she's saying that the flowers on here are blue. Thank you, Heather. Heather is a master gardener herself. So Heather guesses female, Mercury, and air. She got one right. Emily says, glad you asked about this. I actually have some and you weren't sure how to use it. Perfect. See, we're all here for a reason. It makes so much sense. Madam Butterfly says fire. She's correct. The element is fire. And Heather got the planet correct. It's Mercury. And let's see. Who guessed masculine? Iridescent C, very well. Dustin, very well. Great, you guys. See? Our intuitions tell us a lot of what we need to know. We just really need to start to trust it and go with it. Let's say your intuition was wrong, and this book says something different. It doesn't matter. You don't need this book. It's however it resonates with you. If you think flax seeds to you are feminine, and there's no way it could be masculine, use it as a feminine representative, because that's how it resonates with you, and that's what your mind believes to be right. And that's my opinion. So we've got the gender is masculine, the planet is Mercury, and the element is fire. There is a deity attached to this one, and it's that deity we talked about before, Holda. Can you hold this a minute for me? Can you hold this a minute for me, Alex? The powers, we've got quite a few powers. Money, protection, beauty, psychic powers, and healing. Ritual uses. Flax was used in rituals to Holda, the Teutonic goddess who first taught mortals to cultivate flax. That's awesome. And she also taught to spin it into linen thread and weave it into cloth. Oh, there's a lot here. Okay. So, magical uses. We're talking about the lovely flaxseed for those of you who may have just joined. Flax seeds are used in money spells. A few can be placed in a pocket, wallet, or purse, or a jar should be placed on the altar, and a few coins. Plus some flax seeds added. This should be repeated each day to attract monies. A bit of flax in a shoe wards off poverty. The blue flax flowers, nice job Heather, are worn as a preservative against sorcery. So if you feel like some sorcery is coming your way and you don't want that to be affecting you, you can wear those blue flax flowers as a preservative against sorcery. To protect yourself while asleep, which is what I need so much, because y'all know how protective I am about my sleep, mix equal parts flax seeds and mustard seeds, I have mustard seeds, and place this mixture next to your bed. On the other side of the bed, place a pan of cold water. You will be guarded during your slumber. So, if you wanted to keep that water cold all night long, you could put a bunch of ice cubes into the water and keep it really cold. Alternatively, a combination of red pepper and flaxseed kept in a box somewhere in the house prevents evil from entering. To ensure that your child grows up to be a beautiful or handsome adult, let him or her dance among the growing flax at the age of 7 years. So detailed. No, exactly, not always. Like banana's female. What were we calling it the other day, Brenda? The phallic female banana? Yeah, sometimes we surprise ourselves with things that look phallic but are definitely feminine. I have a lot of banana videos if you guys want to check those out. To ensure, we said sprinkle the altar with flaxseed while performing healing rituals or include it in healing mixtures. To help cure lumbago, I'm not a doctor, tie a hank of flax around the lions. If you suffer from dizziness, this is a somewhat drastic cure. Run naked after sunset 3 times through a field of flax. While you do this, the flax will take to itself your dizziness and you'll be cured. You may get a cold, but you won't be dizzy. You guys, I had so much fun reading with you this morning. There's a chance that we can come on later and do this very same thing. But right now we've got to run some errands and such. So I look forward to coming on with you guys later and talking more about herbs. In the meantime, thank you for joining. If you're new to the channel, make sure that you click the bell so that you get notifications every day. And today when my video came out, it was about 25 minutes in before people were getting their bells. So I don't know what's going on there. My apologies. Everybody make sure to check out my Etsy. It's Jukshy Lady, JUKSHYLADY, where you can purchase any and all and more of these gorgeous, lovely herbs. I have about 350 different things that I use out of this book and many others in my herbalism. And you can purchase any of them that I have available. And make sure to check out my Patreon, Taxidermy Witch. I will talk to you guys all very soon and have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining and thank you for interacting and being a part